Brown and
Coming to you live on 2K Sports, it's time for NBA by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And the Wizards on friendly ground as they continue this homestand. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season. And not only a 1-1 split series between these two teams last year, guys, but both wins were on the road, so home court advantage wasn't that big an advantage. Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
My goodness, that was almost a circus-like dunk.
Pass to Jones. He feeds it to Howard. It's Harden with the drive. The shot is off, and it's Washington the other way. Last season for James Harden was easily his best yet. Finished second in the MVP race. Put up huge numbers with career highs in points per game scoring. Greg at more than 27 a game.
And also carried that Rockets team that dealt with a plethora of injuries, mainly to Dwight Howard. And second in the league in scoring, I mean, narrowly losing out to Russell Westbrook, who just went on a tremendous tear the second half of the season. And then also finished runner-up in the MVP race.
The assistant, Terrence Jones.
Houston on D. It's a three-point game. Gortat with a screen on Lawson. Rodriguez goes in. Passes it to Batum. Shoots from 14. Great D that time from Lawson.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Ball passes to Batum. And Jones pulls it down. For the Houston Rockets, they come in off the loss to Chicago. And it's slammed in by Ariza.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Right side, Batum. Another miss by Batum. The Rockets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Good.
Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Nene kicks to Rodriguez. Wizards passing it around. And it's sent back by Howard. Here's Ariza. Washington with the rebound.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-over. You got to finish the job.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Rodriguez outside. They need this one. And it's sent back by Howard. Jones dishes to Howard. Harden outside. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. And that's now 6 points for James Harden. Wall battles through traffic and lays it in.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight. And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
6 to shoot. Harden, no good. Wizards trailed by 3. Rodriguez passes to Gortat. Outside for Rodriguez. Pass to Wall. Gortat with his... Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
Check out the fellas. Check out his teammates over on the bench. So they are going crazy.
And there's the pass to Ariza. Inside leaner. No good from Lawson. The Wizards have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. And Batum kicks to Nene. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
And that one's good. And that's now 8 points for James Harden.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Nene, the screen. Wall dishes to Nene. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swing, really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
Washington trailing. Now here's Wall. He's got 6 to the wing on the left. Rodriguez passes to Wall. Stolen by Harden. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. And Washington going with a whole new group here. Now Sessions. They set the pick. And Neal kicks to Blair to the right side. Oubre dishes to Blair. The feed now to Sessions. Oubre, no one around him. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Here's Chandler. Shot is off. And the Wizards now going the other way. Here's Neal. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
You know, he's not your typical NBA center in terms of height, guys, but he plays as big as any of them, thanks to his incredible bounce ability.
And, guys, Patrick Beverley, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. Now, you know, Beverley is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. Good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Wizards?
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
And he drops it in from the low post. And Beverley plucked out of Europe by the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets, Kevin. I mean, he's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players.
Humphries the pass to Sessions. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And the Wizards lead by 3. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Oubre. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. Wizards lead by 5. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
You know, it's been about how solid they've been offensively here. Really tuned in with one another.
Good ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. We've got Patrick Beverly. Monty Eunice out there with Wilson Chandler. Then it's Thornton. And it's Capella in the center.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
And Thornton kicks to Capella. It's tipped. The dish to Neal. Feeds to Oubre. Wilson Chandler with the rebound. Rockets trail by 7. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
And the second free throw, good.
And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup. And all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason. Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And Beverly kicks to Monty Eunice.
2 points.
Howard down after the assist, led him into the lane.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
Blair is screen on Beverly. Sessions dishes to Blair. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Monty Eunice.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Sessions passes to Oubre. Out to Sessions. And he nails the jumper. Sessions has got the lead up to 11 now for the Wizards.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
So for the Wizards. And so it's Houston with it. Harden against Wall. It's Harden with the drive.
Now you're talking about a power surge. That's how you power that thing down.
He went hard to the hoop, Clark, and didn't disappoint when he got there.
Yeah, ain't no reason to be passive now. You have got to go in attack mode.
It's stolen by Ariza. Here's Lawson. Here's Harden.
2 points.
That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. And that's 12 points for James Harden. And for Trevor Ariza, almost exclusively a perimeter player on the offense last year. New scheme, Greg, new teammates, big adjustment.
Yeah, the Rockets having Dwight Howard camping out in the lane and James Harden needing space for dribble drives. Not much room to operate inside for Ariza.
But they do like his defense, and we know he can hit the 3. It's a pretty valuable commodity. Batum is screen on Lawson. To the middle. Off the pick. And Batum throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
5 to shoot. And Howard, here we go. Batum grabs the miss.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Harden kicks to Lawson. Back to Harden. Ariza outside. He kicks to Harden. It's stolen by Wall. And now Wall running the floor all by himself. And that one's good. And now a 10-point Wizards lead.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And he clearly doesn't like what's going on out there right now.
Would you? I mean, how could he like what's happening? Really had to take a time out there and try to figure out a way to derail their momentum.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Rockets trail by 10. On the wing, Thornton. He dishes it to Capella. It's hauled in by Blair. For Washington, they've gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. And here's Neal outside. It's rebounded by Houston.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
And the foul called on Gary Neal. That is his first foul of the game.
Well, despite that possession, something that I've liked is they've been under control while getting out in this lead. They've kept those turnovers down.
And Thornton kicks to Capella. Now here's McCollum. Defense right on him. Clock at 6. There's a screen by Moni Eunice. Here's Decker. And another 3 for Houston.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
That's good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
It's good, and the Washington lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Thornton. Wizards have gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. This is to Sessions. Here's Oubre. Humphries kicks to Oubre. Beyond the arc. Monty Eunice grabs the miss.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Picked by Humphries. And Sessions kicks to Humphries. Eunice against Blair. Picked by Humphries. Neal dishes to Humphries. Runner in the lane. Another one falls for Washington.
That's one of the toughest shots in basketball, Kevin. It's so tricky to get the soft touch and the accuracy when you're flying to the basket.
McCollum passes to Monty Eunice. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Anyang-lsy has got 5 points so far. And Sessions kicks to Humphries. Shot's good by Neal.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And the jam by Anyang-lsy.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And Sessions kicks to Oubre. It's rebounded by Thornton.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. It's the Wizards up 3. And we'll be back right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, rising center, give it up for your...
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Harden doing it all. 15 points and a steal.
And we've all watched him just be an unstoppable force here tonight.
Well, nothing they've done on the defensive end has been able to slow him down. I mean, he's doing exactly what he wants to when he wants to do it.
Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. There's Wall. Then there's Batum. And it's Rodriguez in at the 1. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man. Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
Kicks it to Nene. Nene with the screen on Lawson. Nice ball movement by Washington. And Wall. Here we go now.
And guys, there was a time where people wondered if John Wall could be a team leader. Well, that question has been answered and then some. Unquestioned leader of the Wizards.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Harden dishes to Howard. Rebound, Washington. They've led by as many as 11 points. And Wall with the slam.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Rodriguez goes in. Wall passes to Rodriguez. There's a screen by Gortat. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one is on Ariza. One for Wall, Greg, and leading the Wizards. It did take some time. Now he does so much, Clark, for the franchise.
On and off the floor. He's really the face of that franchise and has a chance, in my mind, to be an MVP candidate at some point in his career and is living up to the #1 draft pick hype.
And the thing, Greg, about Marcin Gortat, he's not a high flyer. He's not a super flexible athlete. But he's one of the best centers in the league because he's tough. And he's worked hard on developing his skills. And he always hustles.
Yeah, and he fights for position down low. A terrific screener, does a lot of that dirty work. And he's also very good at passing the basketball. You know, a lot more skilled, particularly in the pick and roll, than maybe people give him credit for. He can hurt a defense in a surprising number of ways.
Lawson drills the baseline jumper.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
And Gortat kicks to Nene. The jump hook. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Nene's got 6.
Talking about Gortat, he was a late second-round draft choice in 2005. His first 4 years in the league, highly underwhelming. Now, over the last 4 years, he's averaged around 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. Those are good numbers.
Outside, Jones. Lawson kicks to Harden. Back to Lawson. Harden outside. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And getting back to Marcin Gortat, his dad was a successful light heavyweight boxer in Poland, so clearly you see where the toughness comes from. And Marcin's mom was on the Polish national team in volleyball, so you know where the blocking and ball skills come from. I guess we'd have to call him a chip off the old blocks.
Houston making a switch here. Capella's checked in. Montejunas comes in for Terrence Jones. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
Just call him the beard. James Harden, not just iconic, but also entering the conversation for the best player in the NBA.
Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Harden. Montejunas with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Beverly dishes to Thornton. Can't hit.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
There's a screen by Montejunas. Lets it go with a 3. And it's Thornton again missing. Wizards leading by 8. Here's Oubre. It's hauled in by Beverly.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss. Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Pass to Montejunas. Humphries with the steal. And here we go. Washington fast break. And he banks in the layup. And now a 10-point Washington lead. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Wizards.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Sessions passes to Blair. Oubre kicks to Sessions. Blair is screen on Chandler. Sessions dishes to Blair. And it's Houston on the break. Chandler's shot good.
Terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and then excellent transition offense.
And really it all stems from the aggressive defense. That's exactly what the doctor ordered.
Thornton passes to Beverly. Capella kicks to Beverly. He feeds it to Capella. Out to Chandler. And that's a foul called on Chris Humphries.
Chris Humphries. That's his first personal foul. Rockets call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Last season we saw Montejunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and movement from within the arc increased.
So for the Wizards, Drew Gooden has checked in for Blair. Porter comes in for Chris Humphries. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Gary Neal. Here's Lawson. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game.
And Montañez actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets look to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden. And Montañez is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
For Houston, they have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
Really hasn't come together for them as a group in terms of free throw shooting, just around 70% on the season.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
And Sessions kicks to Porter. In the corner, it's Oubre. They can't stop the run with that one.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out. Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Howard. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
And guys, you know, we've talked about it before, but it bears repeating. Dwight Howard may be the best overall rebounder in the last decade. 5 times out of the last 8 years, he's led the league in rebounding. That's almost impossible to do in the modern NBA.
And Temple kicks to Sessions. Down low. Off the screen. Here's Oubre. Kept alive by Washington. From outside the arc. Count that one. Oubre's got 13.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Lawson dishes to McCollum. For the lead. Rebounded by the Wizards. They've led by as many as 11 points. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Lawson. Kicks it out to Ariza. McCollum with the ball. Over to the wing. Here's Howard. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Kelly Oubre.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
He's off on the second. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. The Rockets trail. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Houston. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Wilson Chandler out there with Terrence Jones. And it's Capella in at the 5, roaming the paint. Just 5 to shoot. Harden, no good.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
That's his first
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
To the inside. Jones. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
That's what this team needs right now. Solid scoring chances.
There's a screen by Gortat. Inside. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
That's his first personal foul.
And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
Here's Beverly. And he banks in the layup.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Stolen by Harden. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint. You know, getting back to Gortat, he signed that 5-year, $60 million contract a couple of years back. Raised some eyebrows at the time because he's not a supreme athlete, but his size, effort, and refined skill set have made him worth it so far.
Clock at 6. Here's Harden, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Wizards ball.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
And Wall kicks to Rodriguez. And that is good. And now a 4-point Washington lead.
And talking about Gortat, I like what he can do for you defensively. Doesn't really have a vertical, but uses his length and timing to alter shots. And he moves his feet well enough to close out on shooters and also cover the pick and roll. So solid and complete in terms of a frontline play.
Here's Rodriguez. There's a screen by Gortat. His 3-pointer's off the mark. Pass to Beverly. Houston moving it around. Down low. Here's Capella. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Man, I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Nene with the screen on Beverly. And the shot's good from Nene.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
It's Harden with the drive.
His performance today has just been so important. What a luxury to have a guy.
Look at that jam. Wow. I mean, just beautiful.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Timeout called the Rockets. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. The three-pointers obviously have been hurting them, and he told his players, we've simply got to play them tighter on the perimeter. We can't afford to give them these wide-open looks. Kevin?
And thanks for that story, Doris. McCollum, no good.
You know, and after fighting to...
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember
on.
ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
I tell
one.
you what, fellas, you might not see another one like that one for a while.
Batum wide open, he fights. And a great assist by Rodriguez as that one goes in. Rodriguez has got assist number 7 for him tonight. And Thornton gets to a reason. And just miss after miss right now. Here's... Oh! Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Outside for Nene. Back to Wall. And stolen by Howard. Ahead for the finish.
2 points.
Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
We got a ball game now, fellas. No doubt about it. I'm sensing a major momentum swing after the steal and run out.
Yeah, and little sequences like that can change the complexion of a game. Suddenly, the pressure now on the team with the lead.
Wall wide open. Nene, the screen to the paint. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his second personal foul. At the line,
That free throw good from Nene. Houston making some changes. Terrence Jones is checked in for Monty Eunice. Harden comes in for Marcus Thornton. And it's Lawson in for McCollum.
You know, one thing we saw a lot of last season during the playoffs was the hack-a-shack plan, pretty much purposely fouling a poor free throw shooter. A lot of differing opinions on it, as it wasn't fun to watch for the viewers, but many feel it's a legitimate part of the game if it works.
A minute 50 left to play in the final quarter. Lawson the pass to Howard. Howard draws the double. Rodriguez against Lawson. It's stolen by Wall. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Nice pass there by Sergio Rodriguez.
Lawson dishes to Harden. They need this. Offensive rebound. There it goes. It's in, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Jones. And Wall kicks to Gortat, and he gets it to go. Gortat's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Back to Harden.
And you know, the new court projection visuals, all the rage in the NBA now. Instead of having to use a screen over the court, they just project video and images straight onto the court. I think before long, you'll see it everywhere.
personal foul.
Houston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Washington.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight, Clark, they had both.
They sure did. I mean, the ball was moving and guys were knocking down shots.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Wall. You have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Harden with it. He's picked up by Wall. Ariza has the open look. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Taking 2 shots.
And so Wall nails both of them.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
Harden has a wide open look. No good on the quick 3. Outside, Batum. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in.
I realize this.